My plan, the Oregon Savings Growth Plan, is at the other end of the spectrum. It's then you want to do something with as soon as you start working, where you have the most control over your retirement destiny in these supplemental plans. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. So anyway, IAP, defined contribution account. So as of 2004, 6% of gross salary going into that account, and that's the second number, or the only number if you are OPSER. You only see $1 figure on your PERS statement, what you have in your IAP. And that's another just side note here. I get folks come up to me that are OPSER all the time, and they say, you mean that's all I've got for retirement? When they're looking at their balance, I say, no, you have a paycheck for life on top of that. Oh, okay, that's better. Type of thing. So realize if you're under that impression that when you open your PERS statement, that's all you've got, and you're OPSER, no. There's still a defined benefit. PERS just got smart and realized that pension amount, as I said, is becoming less and less meaningful out there. It's not real money. In other words, unless you do the money match and then they convert that, do some math on it. But it'd be as if they had kept track of all the taxes we had paid to Social Security. Because remember, we don't have an account, we have a number. But let's say they kept track of all the taxes we paid in Social Security and they gave us a balance. Here's all the money you sent to Social Security. It's not real money, we just wanted you to know. Okay, type thing. In other words, it's not going to equate to your benefit. We just want you to know. And that's kind of what our Tier 1, Tier 2 balance is like for many of us in the room, because it will not factor into our pension contribution. Our IAP balance is real money. We do care about that, okay? That when I say real money, I mean we can run out. It just doesn't keep coming to us as long as we're breathing like a pension does. So that we want to see go up. Now we don't get any control over it, so it really does come down to we just hope it goes up. We hope the market goes up, that type of stuff. Once again, our plan, the Oregon Savings Growth Plan, as well as your 403B, the other supplemental plans, you have that control of how to invest that, to try to boost it and get it more growth oriented. You have the ability to pull it back and be more conservative with it. IAP accounts. As of 2018, our IAP accounts, and if you've got your statement, you saw a nice explanation for what happened in 2018. Everybody's IAP account was split out into what are called target date funds. We have target date funds in our plan. Most of your 403B plans, if not all of them, will have target date funds that you can use in their plans as well. So it's a very simplified way of investing when you're doing investing on your own. Why PERS did it is to make it more, make your IAP account more appropriately invested to where you are on your career path. Before 2018, everybody in this room, the youngest to the oldest, had their money invested in the IAP exactly the same way. And so if you're a 20 or 30 something, you should be much more aggressive than the 50 or 60 something in the room. Yet everybody was invested the same way. Maybe too aggressive for those of us getting closer to retirement, not aggressive enough for those just starting on your career. So by moving out into target date funds, we're able to take by the year you turn 65 in age and split those accounts into, when you turn 65, that target date fund will be in its most conservative allocation. Roughly, probably 60% bonds, maybe a little bit less than that, 40% equities, versus the life path or the target date, I forget which one it goes up, maybe up to 2060 currently, where you're mostly in equities. You're mostly aggressively invested because you've got time. You want that money to grow. And you can't touch that money for many, many, many years, kind of thing. So that was another change that was made that you might have saw some explanation on in your statement if you read the literature that came with that. Once again, though, we don't get to control which target date fund we're in our IAP account, which is by when we turn 65. Your Oregon Savings Growth Plan account, your 403B accounts, you get to control that piece. So when we look at Social Security, IAP, and PERS pension, when we combine those, for most public servants in the state of Oregon, there's a shortfall. In other words, how much do I need or want? How much am I getting? Okay. Trying to think if I put that. Just some fun facts for you here. This goes back a little bit, but the numbers are pretty much the same as far as percentage-wise. We go back to 2015, 16, 17, 18, pretty much the same as I mentioned. The average pension check replaced 44% of what you were used to making. So you took a 56% pay cut to retire. Okay. Most of us, if we have to take a 56% pay cut next month going forward, that's kind of a shock to the system. That's not fun. That's not retirement. That's not certainly the retirement that they show us in all the visuals. You know, retirement in the visuals has a beach and a boat, and a golf course, and an RV, and there's sun and woods and cabins and all that type of stuff. They need to stick little price tags on those things, okay? Because all of that retirement costs money. A lot of times we want the visual, we just don't process how are we going to get there, how are we going to pay for that kind of thing. So when we have to take a big pay cut to retire, people start saying things like, I can't afford to retire. And they may be right. IAP balances back then, not very high. Those of you that just got your statement, if you've been in the IAP account since 2004, as I have, you probably have somewhere between 80,000 and 175 or 200,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. So certainly more than what's on the screen. But even if it's let's say you get 200,000 in your IAP right now. How many years do you live on 200 grand in retirement? Probably not as long as you're intending to. And so we still need those dollars to grow. Social Security, once again, not really replacing a ton of what we're used to making, but it helps. So we start adding these multiple streams of income together, but ultimately we're coming back to what I'll call the you piece, the part that you control the most, your employer plans, IRAs, things like that. The How Much Should I Save workshop, or now which is called Calculating Your Retirement Savings Goal, is the official info. And you can register for this workshop and take it locally in the areas. We have that on our website. Our goal is to come out and do them on site, though, for the ESD. You guys don't have to travel, it would be me or Charles. Those we do limit to 25 per session. It's a 90-minute session, as I mentioned, so we need to block out a little bit more time than we did. Well, I think you're 90 minutes blocked out today, not for me. We will take people through a worksheet, and we will calculate an approximate pension benefit, IAP account balance, Social Security benefit. We'll take a look at all the retirement you've got saved up now in IRAs, 401ks, 403bs, 457s, bring that into the mix, do some projected growth on that, and kind of come up with, okay, if I want to retire and kind of live like I'm living now, how much is that going to be in tomorrow's dollars, and where's the money coming from? And most importantly, and most depressingly sometimes, I must say, how much of it is on me. So it is our most depressing workshop, I'll warn you ahead of time, but it is our most popular workshop because it's specific to each person that takes. You're working on your own set of numbers instead of just approximates or averages or whatever. So if there's interest in that, talk to the powers that be here, we can get those scheduled to come back and do that.